Uh,
Welcome
Mike
back
Pen.
to the episode of
Oh,
the So-Called Sports Analyst.
my bad. I was reading a stat over Mike Pinnell mid-season three times, first two Super Bowl, and now this year. All right, welcome back to the episode so-called Sports Analyst, episode number 134. How you doing, Josh?
Man, I'm doing great. Spurs are 4-0. Hey, real
Look,
quick, before I get into the rest of my day, clap it up. Clap it up. Bulls and Spurs. Who would have thought?
look at us,
Who would have
Josh.
thought?
Look at us. Look at
Look at
us.
us. Chiefs are winning. Wimby. But that's not even one of the best parts. Now being an Ashton Genty owner in Dynasty
Welcome
and
to the club.
adding Brian Thomas onto the roster today. You
Mhm.
know, all I could say is it's a great day. It's a great day to
Yeah,
have a great day. It was a great day to have a great day.
it is a great day. Like for sure. Like Bulls are undefeated. Great. I have Ashton Genty as well. I have a win, so we have
You
some
could have Trey
momentum.
Harris also if you wanted.
I could have Trey Harris. I'll give you a third round pick next year. We talked about this. We talked about this. Third round pick next year.
Hold on, hold on. I don't know if it's just me, but you sound like a robot right now.
I sound like a robot? Really?
Okay, now you sound good again.
Okay. Now I
There
sound
we
good
go.
again. Just let me know. I don't know why I was doing that then. Yeah, I'll just check here. Let me just bookmark it. But all right, before we start, find us on Twitch, Discord, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube under TSCSA or the so-called Sports Analyst. Whether you listen to this live or another day, we appreciate it. Make sure you share this to anybody that likes sports. But all right, Josh, it's prediction time. NFL Week 9, and last week we had our first ever tie before we could even start.
hmm
So this one is going to be worth 2 points, and the score right now is 5-2. So there's a lot on the line right here. The magic number is 10. You have to get to 10 in order to win. So all right, let's start with this first one. Both 2-5 or 2-5 versus 2-6. Ravens versus Dolphins. This is in Miami. Baltimore's favored by 7.5. Over under is 50.5, and Lamar Jackson is coming back.
Wait, this is
Who you
week
taking?
9.
Yeah,
Oh,
week
you're
9.
right. You're right. Disregard
Mhm.
it. Disregard. I was gonna say something really dumb. You just addressed it. Keep going.
no, no, you're good. Who you taking?
Give me the Baltimore Ravens in this one. I feel like Lamar coming back. Derrick Henry's gonna feast on this Miami Dolphins team. Um, I do think Miami's gonna have a good offensive day. Like, don't get me wrong. I think Jalen Waddle's gonna have a good day. I think Devon Achan's gonna have a big day because, face it, the Baltimore Ravens defense is just one of those atrocious defenses that we've seen this season. But I think just having Lamar back is gonna add so much dynamically to the Baltimore Ravens passing attack and rushing attack and just to their offense in general that I think they're going to walk away with this win. Honestly, I'm not going to say easily, but I do think they win by at least double digits.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm taking the Ravens easily, and I think how the Ravens they stopped the Bears offense last week. We'll get to the Bears offense in a second, but I think the Miami Dolphins offense has been more than reliable. They're kind of sneaking into that top 10 range. And I guess Tua not having a swollen eye, he starts playing like a quarterback he did 3 years ago now. But the biggest question from this one, we know as far as on the Dolphins, who you need to start, is Lamar Jackson going to bring the receivers up to fantasy football relevancy again?
Me personally, I'm not a big Zay Flowers guy. Like, I don't really truly believe in him, but if you own him, I understand like how many people do you have better than him? I do think he is a flex play. Like, I think he is a major flex play. I think honestly for me, what this move does, I think it does more for Mark Andrews, and I think it does
Yeah.
more for Derrick Henry. Like, I think it goes a long way for those two guys in the offense rather than the actual receiving core. I mean, who knows? They could have a big day, but for me to predict it, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, that's true. And I guess I'm just wondering how much is Lamar really gonna run in this game? But also he did miss a full 4 games. So no, 3 games. Well, three or four
And the
if
bye.
you're including the
Oh,
bye
next
week.
week's their
Yeah.
bye. Wait, no. Last week was their
No,
bye.
yeah, last
Two
week it
weeks
was their
ago.
bye.
No,
Yeah,
two
yeah,
weeks
two
ago.
yeah, 2 weeks ago it was their bye. Their bye was sometime when he was injured. So
Mhm.
maybe he is fully rested. And I think the passing offense it won't be fully involved. unless this game is really close. But again, Baltimore, they're favored by 7.5 on the road for a reason. So, all right, next one right here. Start of the 12 o'clock games. The Cincinnati Bengals versus the Chicago Bears. This is in Cincinnati, but Chicago's favored by 2.5. Over under is 50.5 in this one. Who are you taking?
Sorry, I'm just watching some Manu Ginobili highlights while doing this podcast right now. Just putting it
I
out
can't
there,
blame you.
but this was Cincy in Chicago, right? Cincy in Chicago.
No, Cincy in Cincy.
Okay,
This
so
is
it's in
in.
Cincy. Okay, well, I'm
Mhm.
gonna go with Chicago. I'm gonna go with Chicago on this one. I just do think
Almost
this.
got me there.
I do think that this passing attack will get back into form. They looked good last week. I don't think they look entirely bad. Romo Dunze got going. I just think Caleb Williams. This is a defense that he has to feast on, and the Cincinnati Bengals. I don't think they have enough to really shut down these wide receivers. And then plus DeAndre Swift and Kyle Monangai have a really good thing going on right now. And DeAndre Swift has had big play after big play, and Monangai just been slowly working his way into a consistent role. And I do like that what the Chicago Bears have to offer on that side. As far as the Bengals are going to score some points in this game. Like, do not get me wrong.
For sure.
Like they're really going to push the ball down the field, and we've seen it oftentimes. And I'm kind of afraid to pick the Chicago Bears, but the hater in me really leans towards Chicago Bears right now. So that's why I'm going to pick them, even though I do think this is going to be one of those type of games where you just want to sit back and enjoy some football and watch this game.
Yeah, no, I think all fantasy football wise perspective, this is going to be a great game right here for every single party involved. But as much as I want to, I can't go against my goat Caleb. I can't do it. He's baby goat, and
That's
I
good
think
enough for
baby
me.
goat he's finally gonna pop off. I think this is gonna be the game, the first game. Okay, so it doesn't look like it. I know we didn't talk about it against the Ravens. It does not look like a good game on the stat sheet, but he was making the right reads. It's just he wasn't like trying to do too much of the big play. You know what I mean? He went from too big play guy to too conservative. So now he needs to find that middle ground. You know what I mean?
Mhm,
And if anything, it's it's harder for a quarterback to bring back the leash than it is to take it off. You know what I mean? So
mhm.
I feel like he's gonna find that balance against a worse defense. Like this is arguably one of the worst defenses along with the Cowboys. So expect at least a 300-yard day in this one by far. Oh, better question with this one. We know you're gonna start everybody fantasy wise. Who's gonna have the better wide receiver day? Jamar or Rome?
For sure, Jamar. Like, I don't think there's a
For sure.
question about it. Yeah, for sure. Dude, I don't know. Jamar is just so inspirational right now. But so is Rome, but Rome is
That's what
pretty inspirational. I do
that's what
think
I'm
Rome
saying.
has an 18-point day.
I think
So you know what I'm expecting from Jamar if he's gonna have a bigger day. That's all I'm saying.
yeah, okay, yeah, that is true. I hope so. I have Jamar. I have Jamar in fantasy, so
I think
I'm
honestly, I think there's gonna be a lot of big days in this one.
one that's I'm hoping for DJ Moore. Just not even any redraft, just dynasty. Please, DJ Moore. You haven't had a good
Okay,
game.
okay. So
Like
personally, me as a dynasty owner of Rome and a redraft owner of Rome, and that year 1 and 7, I need Rome to get all the work, not DJ Moore. Just saying respectfully.
okay. I'll tell you when I need DJ Moore. This week just to beat Marcos. Okay. So I get to my second win. And then come toilet bowl season.
So
That's
you don't
that's when I
care if
need
you lose out on Jeremiah Love?
if I get my second win. The only other person I have a real chance of beating is Marcos. Everybody else. Well, actually, I've had a bunch of close calls. I've had 3 close calls
I do think
already this year.
Jesse losing Mike Evans and AJ Brown and simultaneous like 2 weeks in a row
Yeah.
is not a very good a very good way to set yourself up.
Yeah. He's definitely.
My hot take though is on his team next year, he's gonna be competitive.
You think so?
He's gonna have Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, Mike, AJ Brown, Tank Dale is gonna be back. He's gonna have um Jeremiah Love at least,
Mhm.
so at the
Yeah.
most. So I think he's gonna be all
His
right.
other quarterback, Herbo? Yeah. No, he'll be fine. He'll be fine.
And he has 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks. So we'll
Mhm.
see what he does.
He'll be good. I feel like my
Okay,
team.
don't take this the wrong way. I think he's set up better to rebuild than
n-
you were.
No, 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 no. I say that for sure. But I think, like, I was expecting. Honestly, I was expecting my team to be like, okay, so I am 1-7, but like I said, I've had 4 games like where it's like I've been losing like by 20 points or less in fantasy football,
Hmm.
and that really that's not that much. So
But
it's
you've
like
worked to
you
get your team to where it's at.
brick by brick, brick by
Hey,
brick.
same, same, same. That's all I'm
just
saying.
just different, different processes. That's all it was.
If y'all,
One
if
team,
y'all, if I could show the people how my team from the beginning to now, y'all wouldn't even understand what I had to do.
it's like I'm building the Chicago Bulls, you're building the San Antonio Spurs.
Y'all wouldn't
Eventually, we're
understand
gonna
what I
both get
had
to
to
the
do to
point where
be
we're
where I'm
undefeated.
at. Y'all wouldn't understand what I had to
Eventually,
do today to be where I'm at.
it is true. That's been a lot of trades. I think over like 30 at least. But all right, next game we have right here.
My
It's a
philosophy,
Minnesota.
hold on,
Mm,
quick. My
okay.
philosophy is I always got one more in me. I always got
Yes.
one more in me.
No, that that is very true. Just something about him cutting hair. He just likes to make trades. It's I almost fell for it today when he was cutting my hair. But all
Hey,
right.
we almost got a Trey Harris deal done.
Almost, almost. But I don't have a third round pick. You took my third round pick and you shipped it away.
Marcos has it. No, Marcos does not have it. Marcos has
Brecken
Brecken's.
has it. Yeah, he tried to offer it
Who has
back to me.
yours?
Brecken has my third round pick.
Oh, I gave it to him for Rashard Smith. Yeah, okay, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. Yeah, my I just see my third round pick getting thrown around. I don't like that feeling, but all right. All right. Vikings versus Lions right here, in which the Lions are favored by 8.5, over unders 48.5. And Ryan's in the chat. Trade me BTJ. Trade me BTJ. Just text me. No, I'm not giving you BTJ in a first for Genty. No, I'm not doing that. No, I'm
I
not
don't
doing
care that your dad left.
that. Oh, you're thinking about it, but all right, no, Josh, who who are you taking?
Minnesota, Detroit.
Mhm.
Okay, Detroit. I don't think there's much to think about right here. JJ
Yeah,
McCarthy coming back. Aiden Hutchins is going to want to prove why he just got that big old deal. 4 years, what, $140 million guaranteed, $181 million. So
yeah.
hey, he's gonna prove that contract right. I think in this one, the Vikings O line has been very, I think, banged up. They've been really struggling to really get real consistency going after having a pretty good offensive line last year. Um,
Hmm.
so and then Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason. I would really like to see where the split's gonna be at before I make a decision. And the thing is, I just don't trust JJ McCarthy. Like I think we know that. I don't gotta explain myself
Hmm.
why I don't. But I just think it's valid right now. Like he really hasn't shown much to really have real proof. And the last time we saw him, it wasn't a very good outcome
Hmm.
versus the Atlanta Falcons. So for me, I'm gonna stick with what I do know, and that the Detroit Lions are a bunch of dogs unless they play the Kansas City Chiefs like a couple weeks ago. But I'll take the Detroit Lions, especially after what they were able to do to Tampa Bay last week. So I just think they're going to continue with the hot hand.
Yeah, and for that same reason, and like you're saying, they're coming off of a bye week. Detroit, I don't know their exact record underneath Dan Campbell after coming off of a bye week, but I think their record is up there as far as that. And it's a very weak quarterback, a rookie quarterback at that. So I think Lions are gonna just curb stomp the Vikings here. And again, we don't have no question as far as who to start with the Lions here. You start everybody. But as far as with the Vikings, okay, hypothetically here, let's just say JJ McCarthy comes out here. He throws 2 touchdowns and an interception, 250 yards. Is he fantasy football viable?
If JJ McCarthy throws for all that,
Yeah.
I'll just see it a couple weeks in a row.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. But it'll
If
be against
that's
Detroit.
fair. I feel like that's fair.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
I don't. I feel like how many times have we done that and they just totally dud? You know.
Yeah. That is very true. That is very true. I've seen that with Caleb Williams several times this year. But no. All right. Next game we have right here: Carolina Panthers versus the Packers. 4-4 versus 5-1-1. Packers are 3-0 at home. Carolina's 1-3. on the road. Wow, Green Bay is favored by 13 and a half. Over under is 44 and a half in this game. Who you taking?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Green Bay Packers. No questions about it. Just how you doing? Keep it moving.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Packers, you start their wide receiver one, aka Tucker Craft. No,
Mm-hmm.
Tucker Craft. That's their wide
I, I
receiver
I
one.
don't know who you were gonna say. I was like, you gonna put throw a dart out there and
No, no, I'm you know what? I'm gonna throw a dart out here. It's
Christian
honestly, this is
Watson?
just yeah, this is all just for my dynasty team. I'm speaking this into existence right here.
Hey,
Again, again, my whole goal is just to beat Marcos and
how about
Jesse.
this? I wonder if the pod has any power. I wonder if the pod has any power.
Hmm.
What do you want for Christian Watson right now in Diamond Daddies?
We're gonna trade on the pod. Give me Trey Harris and something else.
Trey Harris and some else, dude. That's a little risky, but I'm a man of risk.
Yeah, I know
Mm,
you're a man of trades too. Here,
Trey,
I'll let you linger on that. I'll let you
I'll
linger on
linger
that.
on it. I'll linger
All
on
right.
it.
All right. Well, I think the only two guys you really start right here are from the Panthers side is Tet, and then I'm saying Rico Dowdle because I don't
I
know if
say
you saw
only
what.
Tet. I'm saying
Well, I
only
don't know
Tet.
if you saw what Dave Canales he said. He said Chuba, he's been here for a while. I wanted to give him a chance. Like speaking in past tense of Chuba Hubbard. Like speaking in past tense of like if this guy's done or like retired or something. He's like, but basically saying it's time for Rico to get more of the workload, which I said it was going to be a majority split. It's almost like I called it like 3 weeks ago whenever Chuba first came back. But yeah, no, Packers winning this one easily. Next one, actually Trey Harris's team, LA Chargers versus the Tennessee Titans, five
The
and
Trey
three
Harris
versus
pod.
1-7. Yeah, this is the Trey Harris pod right here. So
Oh,
Chargers
so
are favored by
impactful,
nine
Wendy.
and a
So
half.
impactful.
The over under is 43 and a half. Who are you taking? Upset? Question
No,
mark?
definitely not. I'm going the Los Angeles Chargers in this one. They're gonna dog walk the Tennessee Titans, dude. Holy.
Yeah, no, they're gonna obliterate them and really. If you have to start anybody on tennis, you know what? Tajay Spears, another guy on my dynasty, another guy on my dynasty team. He's going off this week. Do I believe it? No, but I'm speaking it into existence. As far as with the Chargers, QJ, he's starting to slowly fall off once again. And Lad McConkey's getting that work again. Keenan Allen is Keenan Allen.
Continuing to just do Keenan Allen things.
Yeah, but Gaston, he continues to be
Hey,
from this point forward, top 5 tight end in
what can I
redraft.
say? What can I say? Like, what can I say? Like,
You
I
know what? I'll say this, Josh. I'll say this, Josh.
can I just
As
get this
far
for the
as
one time? Can I get a clap it
let's
up?
hear it.
Can I just get a clap it up? Can I get a clap it up?
Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. Amazing, amazing,
Hey,
amazing.
we
No,
hey, we know things before they know things, and we know who they is. We know
yeah,
things before they know things, and we knew
we
Gadsden was coming soon.
pause, but
Continue.
but I'll tell you what. As far as with tight ends, we've been on the money this year. We said Tucker Craft
Crap.
very,
Hurts.
and then yeah, then we said Ertz, and then we said
Gadsden.
Gasson. Yeah. So I'm just saying we may not be the most accurate podcast, but with tight ends, we are the most accurate and effective. We so far it's been a 3 for 3. It's been
Hey,
3 for 3 so
hey,
far. So
hey, if anyone knew tight ends, hey, technically you were on Fannin, just not on the pod, but you were on Fannin in
yeah,
real life.
I was on Fannin, and I do have him in a bunch of leagues. You know what? Oh man, well now that people know that if I would have said it on the pod, that's 4 for 4.
Hey, if
That's
Brand Strange didn't go down, I think I would have been on track for that one too.
yeah. So what are we shooting at right now? We're because I'm not counting Fanning because I wasn't
Let's
set on
just
the
do three
pod.
and three. Let's just do 3 for 3. Let's just do
3 for 3. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's leave it at that so far. But all right. Next one, as far as the legendary tight end matchup right here, in which everybody I know you guys are talking about Kyle Pitts versus Hunter Henry, the Falcons versus the Patriots, 6-2 versus 3-4. New England's favored by 5.5. Over under 45.5. So who you taking?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with New England in this one. I just think Drake May is absolutely balling right now, dude. Like
Mhm.
I so inspiration. Hey, I'm not gonna say I said this, but I'm gonna say I said this
Hmm.
around draft time 2 years ago. I did say someone was gonna be better than your goat.
It's not over yet. It's not over yet.
I did say someone was gonna be better.
Hmm.
Right now, looking like a little bit like the truth right now. I'm just saying. I'm not saying it's gonna be like
No,
this
for
forever,
sure.
but right now it's looking like one guy's leading that might be in the MVP race, and the other one in year two, and the other one is still learning. Just still learning right now. Still learning.
Yeah.
There's not no
No.
AR type of burn. He's gonna be a starter.
Oh
No, like,
man, you had to throw an AR in there. You had to take
but
a.
but he
You dug
is
deep
but
there.
he is just not this other guy right now.
Mhm. Oh man, you know that AR comment. That's like a backstab right there. You know how touchy I get with AR. He had so much potential, man. But no, I say Drake May and Jaden Daniels are definitely above right now. But I still have faith in Caleb Williams. Still to this day. But as far as this game right here, the Patriots are going to win this one very convincingly. And I just want to say something as far as with this. Travion Henderson finally got his first, like, this is the most burn he's gotten throughout the year 10 carries, 76 yards. I know it's against a tough Falcons
And a
defense, but
fumble, so he's bound to get more work.
yeah, that's the whole thing with Josh McDaniels. If you fumble, then you're going to start getting burned. But do you think that this is going to be a trend in the right direction for Trev?
I have no idea,
No.
bro.
Yeah, I was about to say, I have
I
no
hope
clue
so.
to
Trust me, I hope so. Because they thought my dynasty team was nasty. Just wait if Travion Henderson starts getting burned. That's all I'm
it.
saying. So he's on my bench still. So, and then in redraft, it would be very nice because
Yes, I agree.
it would be
Yes.
very nice in redraft. So please, please, like I'm like down on my knees, Mr. McDaniels, Mr. Vrabel. Like, please just play your second round draft pick and quit sending out freaking like what's the word? Shadow screen, whatever, trade
Yeah,
rumors that you're gonna go get a running back when in
running
reality
back.
you're making a big move for a defensive player or Jacoby Myers. Like stop doing that. Please stop. Like just stop it, dude. Play him. Just play him, please.
Yes, I no, I
And scene.
agree.
And scene. And scene.
Please, no, please, Travion Henderson. I need this because I have to start you in a league. It's brutal. It's either JCM or Travion Henderson, like I told you at the barber shop. So hopefully, I'm starting Trev. I have more faith in him. But as far as with the Falcon side right here, obviously you start Bijan, Drake London. He's gonna have that Christian Gonzalez work or the matchup. So how good do you think he's gonna do in this one?
I think Drake London's gonna get a lot of the targets. And I feel like you have to chase the targets. Like dude, he's up there, like with the top
Yeah.
receivers in the NFL. Like you just have to start him. Like there's no questions about it. And he could have a really big day just because of the targets share that he
Hmm.
receives. And I feel like he's one of those guys that I want in my leagues, but he's also one of those guys where I'm like, I'm a little nervous every time I play him. So
Yeah.
but I think he has higher upside than most receivers in the NFL. So I
Yeah.
I, I feel comfortable with him no matter what.
No, I agree 100%. Before we move on, Kyle Pitts, that's another guy that's going to go off because he's in my dynasty team. Again, speaking this into
Are you
fruition.
are you starting Booty or anybody from that receiving core right now? I'm not personally. Like I don't think
Hunter
I would.
Henry.
I think Butte if it was like a flex.
Yeah, if it's a flex, but I only started him last week because I had JSN on a buy. So that
Mhm.
was like if you have somebody on a buy, if you have to put somebody in your flex, then I say so. But if not, he's not a top or a three wide receiver start in my opinion.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
All right, let's get to this next game. 5-3 Niners versus the 2-6 Giants. This is in New York, but the Niners are favored by 2.5. Over under is 48.5 in this one. Who you taking?
Yeah, um, Tyrone Tracy, I do think is going to play a big role for the New York Giants. I don't think it's that. I think it's a step back, but not that much. Like I think Tyrone Tracy's still an explosive player. Still, he was a starter last year, and he did very well. Like he did very
Yeah.
well for his role as a rookie. But San Francisco 49ers are getting a lot of reinforcements, I think, this week.
Hmm.
Jawan Jennings is only getting healthier. Brock Purdy should be coming back this week. Um, Ricky Pearsall might also be coming back this week. Haven't looked at the practice reports
Let me
on
see.
him, but hey, if all those guys play, there's no possible way I am leaning away from this San Francisco 49ers team. And I understand they just lost a very important middle linebacker. They're literally their backup to Fred Warner, but I think you still got to continue to roll out. They've been doing good with Mac Jones. If Brock Purdy comes back, I think they're going to win this game.
Honestly, I think this is the worst game for them coming back at MetLife. Honestly, I'm not trying to say anything, but like
On the
MetLife, that's the
field,
worst possible field. Yeah, it's it says Ricky Pearsall didn't practice today and well Wednesday. I know it's Thursday when people are listening to this,
well, then
so
I
I don't
doubt
know.
he's
There's
going to
still a
play.
good shot that he plays.
You think
It
there's a
says
shot that he
it
plays?
says there's still a good shot. That's what it says from right now. So I'm not sure, but no, give me the 49ers in this one very convincingly. And I think that as far as from the Giants side, I think Cam Scatterbo, he was so much of an energy guy, it's gonna kind of deflate the team for a couple weeks or so to kind of get
But
them
I do think
like
there's a trust, though. There's a
bounce
trust there
back.
with Tracy.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying like there's not a trust of Tyrone Tracy. He's not a bad back, but as far as like the energy, you could tell like there was a bunch of juice lost between when Scatterbo went out compared to when he was in the game. There was just a different confidence, like different
Mhm.
swagger that was there. So I think that's just something to just look at. But obviously, you know your starts in this one. You have the Kittle, you have the Christian McCaffrey in this one. And Tyrone Tracy, volume, he's going to get that. Jackson Dart, you still have to start him up to this point. And pretty much at that, unless you have any other one.
No, no, I can't really think of any right now.
Mhm.
So, um, Theo Johnson's like a maybe. Like I feel like you have to rely
Yeah.
on a touchdown. You're relying on a touchdown at that point, but he's been getting them. Like I will say. So, um, maybe on the other side. I mean, really no. Like that outside of who you said, I can't really think of another one.
Yeah, no, I would just leave it at that as well. Like you're saying, maybe you're just trying to shoot a dart with Theo Johnson. But next game we have right here, the 7-1 Colts versus the 4-3 Steelers, which this is in Pittsburgh, but Colts are favored by 3.5. Over under is 50.5. A bunch of 50-point over unders this week. So expecting points this weekend. So who you taking?
Mhm. As much as I would love to see the Colts lose this week, I'm not gonna. I don't think it's gonna be this week. So I'm gonna continue
Mhm.
going with the Indianapolis Colts. This is the Pittsburgh Steelers, dude. This schedule, this gauntlet that they've been going through, not good. Like I feel like they're about to drop a couple games. And as a Jalen Warren owner, um, I'd have to say I'm a little worried about this matchup. After this, it's smooth sailing, but this is the one last real hard week against the run. The thing I do worry about, the Colts have struggled against the pass. Like they have struggled against some teams. I understand because they're up a lot of games,
Yeah.
but I feel like Aaron Rodgers is one guy with a big arm right now that can kind of keep them in the game. I mean, we saw it last week until we didn't. Until the second half
Yeah.
came around. So I think it's going to be an interesting one. I do think this is going to be an interesting game, but I still think the Colts are going to run away with it come third and fourth quarter when Jonathan Taylor's already beat up on the team and it's his time to shine. So I'm gonna go with the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah, no, give me the Colts here easily as well. And I think the biggest question from this game is is Jonathan Taylor going to have double or two touchdowns again in this game? Because I think this is five straight games where he has at least two touchdowns in a game, and at this point, I think it's just a lock in for this point. So I'm just wondering if he's going to keep continue this crazy pace because on he's on pace right now to break LT's record for most touchdowns in a single year. He's at 15. The record's 29. So he needs 14 more. He needs 14 more. So that's kind of watching record history book watching at this point. But yeah, no, Colts are gonna win this one fairly convincingly, in my opinion. But any other crazy must starts in this one?
Michael Pittman Jr., Jonathan Taylor, Tyler Warren, Daniel Jones, DK, Warren. That's about it. I think that's good.
Mhm.
I think that's good. People, that's a good list
Yeah.
right there. I can't really think of anyone else. If you're going for another receiver on the Colts, you're kind of just hoping for a lot. I feel like.
It's true. It's true. But all right. This one, it should be a good one. The last 12 o'clock game we have right here, the Denver Broncos versus the Houston Texans, in which this is in Houston. Houston's favored by 1.5. This is by far the lowest over under 39.5 points. So who you taking?
You know what? You know what? Give me the
Do it.
Houston Texans in this one. Give me the Houston Texans. No Pat Surtain. Riley Moss gonna get dog walked by Nico and the boys. And yeah, I just think this is a game where the Texans win because I'm a totally biased fan and I really need the Denver Broncos to lose. And I'm gonna prey on their downfall until it happens because I hate the Denver Broncos. And Sean Payton's a terrible football coach and Bo Nix is a terrible quarterback. So I'm gonna go with the Houston Texans in this one. It's not even going to be It's not even going to be fair how much they're going to win by versus the Denver Broncos either. So I'm going to go with the Houston Texans.
You know what? I'm glad you did this one. Give me the Denver Broncos. I'm not gonna say easily. I'm gonna say they're barely gonna get by just because I have so much faith in the Houston Texans defense, but I have no faith in the Houston's offensive line holding up literally the best defensive line as of right now in NFL history. They're on pace to crush the sack record in less than 16 games.
It ends this week.
I think this is the best matchup that they could play.
Mm-mm,
So even though they
mm-mm.
don't have Pat Surtain, even though they don't have him, CJ Stroud's going to be running for his damn life.
I already made
And
a phone call.
you did make a phone call. So
Mm-hmm.
what's the final score?
45-0.
If that happens right there, which I know damn well it won't happen.
All right, fine. I'll give you a number. I'll give you
Let's
a
hear it.
number.
Let's hear it.
24
24 points are getting scored by somebody.
to 13 Houston Texans.
Okay. Okay. 20. I'm gonna just write that as a caveat. I just wanna see.
It's
I
not
just
it's
want to
not as
see.
bad as the score is going to be in the last 3 o'clock window game. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, actually, let's get to these 3 o'clock games right here. Because okay, anybody in this game right here, fantasy
Yeah.
football
Hell
wise,
yeah. Nico, Jaden Higgins, Jalen Noel, Xavier Hutchinson, like
Jalen
Braxton
Noel's gonna
Berrios,
go off in this game.
start Nick Chubb, start Woody Marks, start Caleb Williams. I don't know if freaking what's his name?
Daryl
Mills is still
Gumbawale.
David Mills is still there.
Mm.
Start him too because they're gonna be
Start
up by
everybody.
so much that by the third quarter he's already gonna be in the game. So start them. For the Denver Broncos, don't start a damn soul. Don't start nobody. Like don't it's just gonna be raps. Like absolute rap.
There's gonna be somebody listening to this like, wait, what's going on?
Okay, no,
Uh,
seriously, Denver Broncos, you start Cortland Sutton, even though tough matchup, Stingley's playing, right? For sure. So
yes,
Torrey
Stingley's.
Franklin may have a day. But Kamari Lassiter's I don't know if he's hurt. Is Kamari Lassiter hurt?
No, not from what I see.
Well, he could have struggled a little bit with him too. So and this defensive front for the Houston Texans, they play no games either. So I do think there's gonna be a
Yeah, it's a
defensive
rough
battle
start.
till it's
Yeah.
not when the Texans take over. But yeah, so I feel like this is just a tough matchup for both offenses, if I'm being honest. I do think the Texans have an edge just because Surtain's out and Nico is probably gonna feast when it comes to just having to make big plays. So I'm gonna
Mhm.
go with Nico Collins for me as really the only real like option
Yeah,
for me.
that could
I
actually
mean,
like score good
I mean,
points,
Cortland Sutton's had some big games versus some good corners. So
but
I will
not
say,
Stingley level.
yeah, not Stingley level. I mean, so I don't know. I feel like for me, I really only trust Nico. And to be honest, I trust Woody Marks out of the backfield this week. Like I trust him.
Really?
Yeah, because he's a receiving back. So I think when in
He's
doubt,
gonna
he's
get the
going to be that
volume. Yeah.
safety valve for CJ Stroud, and I do think he's starting to ramp up a little bit more. So I'm gonna go with Woody Marks as well for me
hmm
personally. And if it hits, should have started Woody Marks when I told y'all to.
All I'm just saying is Jalen Noel, he's gonna go off for like 100 yards and he's gonna have a touchdown in this one. Not because I have him in Dynasty, but I'm just letting you guys know ahead of the curve.
He does
That
have a good role because he plays out of the slot, and
yeah,
Xavier
he doesn't
Hutchinson and Kenny
compete.
Higgins play on the outside. So it's also like, I mean, he competes with Braxton Berrios. To be fair, I'm just saying
Yeah. He's gonna be competing with Braxton Berrios. Oh man,
he
I
really
hope not. But
does. Like he really
yeah,
does. Like
no,
oh,
I know. That's what makes it so much funnier that he competes with Braxton Berrios. No, but all right, this next one right here, a good game right here, a game that everybody's anticipating, everybody's waiting for. The New Orleans Saints versus the LA Rams, 1-7 versus 5-2. Brecken's team's favorite or not favored. They're underdogs by 14 and a half points. The
are
spread
we
is
sure that's
43
his
and a half.
team? Are we sure that's his team after this last week? Are we sure that's his
Yeah,
team? I don't know. I don't feel like the
he
team on the other side right now is probably his team.
yeah. I mean, he didn't not want to talk about the Saints. just a quick, just a quick insight for the people listening. Brecken, he said, "I do not want to talk about the Saints on this pod. I do not want to get pissed off." Those were his exact words before the pod. So I'm just saying. But all right, Rams Saints. Who you taking?
Give me the Los Angeles Rams by a mile.
hmm Yeah,
I
and
hope Tyler Yuck does good. So when I face Brecken next week in Dynasty, because both Baker and Dak are on bye, so I need my super flex. I'm gonna start
mhm.
Tyler Shook for the meme. But if Tyler Shook goes crazy versus Brecken next week, I'm gonna be so happy. Like you trust me, I'm gonna be so happy.
You know how funny that would be because he hates him that much more. That would be so much funnier. But I think the biggest storyline in this one is that Puka Nakua is finally coming back in this ball game. So I'm glad to have wide receiver one back in a couple of my leagues. And do you think he's gonna be at the same pace that he was at before he got hurt?
Yeah, I think it's all just keep it how you doing, keep it moving. I just think it's one of those things, little hiccup in the road. We're gonna keep going with Puka Nakua all the way to what he was doing before. Like I have really have no doubts he continues to.
And and honestly, I
Good
think
night, my
that
dog.
not Ryan, but I have a feeling that this is going to benefit Puka. How we always say Puka, he's such a reckless player. Him kind of getting, well, I know he got a foot injury, but it wasn't as bad as expected. So like his body was able to recover from like the wear and tear of the season. So it could kind of be a good thing too at some point. So by the time the playoffs come and as far as fantasy football wise, he's still going to be that main guy. But yeah, no,
Mhm.
start everybody for the Rams. Saints, I still don't trust Alvin Kamara. I guess Jawan Johnson, he's a floor guy. And Chris Olave is the only real start in this one.
Yeah, Olave is the only one that I can trust.
Yeah. Nah, but all right. Let's go ahead and get to your team right here. The Kansas City Chiefs versus the Buffalo Bills. And what this is in Buffalo, but Kansas City's favored by two and
Ah,
a half points. And the over-under is 52 and a half. This is the second highest over-under of the entire week. So Josh, why are the Chiefs winning this ball game?
I know as a Chiefs fan, I've never picked against the Chiefs as much as I thought I should. And there's been times versus the Bills I've thought I should have picked against the Chiefs, but I didn't. It's not one of those days. I think the Chiefs are wholeheartedly going to absolutely destroy the Buffalo Bills this week. I don't think there's a chance in the world. And actually, they have Josh Allen. There's always a chance with Josh Allen. But I think outside of that, it's going to be a pretty rough day for the Buffalo Bills, in my opinion. And I think it's going to be a glorious day for the Kansas City Chiefs when they beat the Buffalo Bills.
So, okay, as somebody who never
And
really
Mike Pennell's
has
back. So
Mike Pinnell, like at the beginning of the podcast, every time he's on the Chiefs, they win a Super Bowl. So that's just another stat for them right there. But
no, every time they sign him midway through the season.
oh, that's what it was. Every time they sign him midway
Mhm.
through the season, they're just trying to repeat history. They're doing it for a reason. But as somebody who has no dog in the fight and just looks at this game as far as like who I think like has the advantage and like who has more momentum, usually these games are played earlier on in the season, not mid season whenever the Chiefs start getting their stride. So this favors the Chiefs, and I think this is the first time in the 3 years that we've been no 3 years, one of the
And hear
two.
me out. Hear me out. I know I interrupted you.
No, you're good.
The Bills have never played a Kansas City Chiefs offense with full Rasheed Rice. Just saying.
They haven't. They haven't. I didn't even think about that. No, but as far as what I was saying, I'm taking the Kansas City Chiefs and fairly convincingly too. Honestly, in this one, I just don't think that the biggest thing for the Bills right now is that if James Cook does not have more than 100 yards in a game, the Bills they lose the ball game. And do I think James Cook is going to get 100 rushing yards in this game? No, I really don't think so. Even with Chris Jones regressing, I think Josh Allen, he's gonna have to be Superman, and I really don't think that he's gonna be able to against this good of a defense. Because I think McDuffie's probably gonna be on Khalil Shakir in this one just because how explosive he is. And Keon Coleman, we talked about Keon Coleman off the pod. There's no reason to really bring him up. He's hasn't panned out how he should be. So I see this one honestly, I see this one being like a 34-24 ball game right here, honestly. And it's not even really close in this one. But
Yeah, no. The Chiefs haven't allowed a rusher to rush over 100 yards in 33 straight games. They
mhm,
play some pretty damn good running backs in that time span. So
yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's just simple right there. But okay, which quarterback would you rather have in fantasy? Because for some reason, well, not for some reason, Josh Allen
well, I
always
have
goes
both.
off against the Chiefs. Okay, if you had to pick one, if you had to pick one for this week,
Patty Mahomes.
you'd take Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I just feel like I know Josh Allen has the rushing upside, but rushing upside plus being able to score touchdowns at will right now, I'm taking the Patrick Mahomes right now. But I
I
don't think it's a big gap. I don't think it's a big gap. Like if you start Josh Allen over Mahomes, I understand. Like I don't
Yeah,
think that's crazy. So I mean, I know it's not crazy at all. Like do it. So it's just kind of like yeah, I think it's
yeah,
preference.
yeah,
But right
yeah.
now,
That's
I feel
true.
like you'd have to prefer Patrick Mahomes because he is QB1 on the season. So
Mhm.
it's like, are you gonna bench
Yeah,
QB1 for like, you know what I'm saying? So
that that is true. Okay, I'd put it like this. Patrick Mahomes, he is QB1 right now in fantasy football, but I guess just as far as like just matchup wise, just Josh Allen, all his stats always in the regular season, always he always goes so crazy against the Chiefs. So that's just my thought process right there as far as where I think he might go berserk in this one. But yeah, no, give me the Chiefs fairly easy. Fantasy football wise, you have to start James Cook, even though I brought up he's probably not going to rush for 100 yards. You start Rasheed Rice, Xavier Worthy, Travis Kelsey. On the Bills side, I you have to start Khalil Shakir just because a big play upside he does have.
I am not starting Khalil Shakir.
You wouldn't just because the big upside.
It's up to you, bro. That's y'all's decision.
Well,
That's not my decision.
okay. Not talking from a Chiefs perspective here. I'd be fine starting Khalil Shakir. I'm not saying, oh, he's wide receiver one this week, but I'm saying he's a good start, a good flex. And
Are you
tight
going
ends,
Kareem? Are you starting a Kareem Hunt?
okay. This is where I say it depends on your team. If you just need solid points, take Kareem Hunt. But if you have a solid team all the way around, take that upside swing with Rashard Smith. That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I
And
like that.
and you
I'm
choose
gonna
from
start
there.
both in Dynasty now that you said that. I'm gonna start
Yeah,
both.
start both of them. At this point, you could take the risk in dynasty. But all right, last last two games are here. Seattle Seahawks versus the Washington Commanders, in which the Seahawks are 3-0 on the road, and they're favored by 3.5. Over unders 47.5. Jaden Daniels is back, but Terry McLaurin is ruled out. Lermy Tunsil is ruled out. Johnny Newton's ruled out, and their kicker might not even be playing in this game. So just some quick updates. So who are you taking?
Give me Seattle, bro.
Yeah, yeah, fairly easy. Give me Seattle Seahawks, and I
I'm
guess
only starting Jason.
you're not starting. I know it's a Seattle defense, but you're not starting Jaden Daniels. I feel like
I'm
if you have
starting Sam
Jaden Daniels,
Darnold.
you have to start him.
If
S-
It just
Sam
depends who you have.
Darnold.
Depends who you have.
Yeah. I feel like if you have Jaden Daniels, you have to start Jaden Daniels, even though it's a rough matchup. And the Debo's,
Oh,
the
Jaden
Zach
Daniels.
Ertz.
Yeah, I'll start. I thought for some reason I'm thinking Marcus Mariota is starting in this one.
Oh, no, 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 no. No. All right, Damien. I look at the comments first time in a while. That's crazy, but all right. All right. No, but let's go ahead and get into this last game right here, which it's the Arizona Cardinals versus the Dallas Cowboys, 2-5 versus 3-4-1. Cowboys are favored by 2.5. This is the highest over under 53.5. And a quick stat for you. Kyler Murray, this including high school, college, and NFL. He is 9-0 at AT&T Stadium. So just a quick stat there for you. Who are you taking?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Dallas Cowboys. I just feel like they need a win. If they don't win, I'm no longer gonna pick them again. So I need them to win. And yeah, because please just win. Like why? What are we doing? What are we doing, bro?
Yes. Dude, I know. I need the Cowboys to win in this one. And and I'll say this. I'll say this. The Cowboys offense, so compared to on the road to at home, we scored 24 points on the road, which is pretty good. That's solid. But also taking into credit our defense, you see how bad that is. But at home, we score 40 points every single time. So I'm not saying Cowboys. You know what? Cowboys are dropping 40 this game. I'm gonna say that Cowboys are dropping 40 this game. And even though I think Arizona's gonna score 28 to 30, 34 points around that range, they're gonna just be playing catch up the entire time. So give me the Cowboys, fairly easy in this one. And we don't have to tell you this. Every single time you see the Dallas Cowboys or the Cincinnati Bengals playing, you start every single person from the other side for sure. But unless you're Josh, you don't start Kyler Murray because he doesn't like Kyler Murray in this one. So you wouldn't start Kyler Murray for real against the Cowboys defense.
Can't see over that offensive line, bro.
Man,
I'm kind of just out on Kyler now. I
mhm.
don't like that guy.
I mean, I'm out on Kyler too, but I mean,
Look
you
at
see a
what
great
Trey
matchup like
McBride.
this.
Look at what Trey McBride did with Jacoby Brissett. Case in
I think
point.
Jacoby Brissett, he's just a
Case in point.
quarterback's quarterback. So he's gonna eat this week. I'll tell you that. He's gonna eat this week. But okay, we only have one disagreement here, and it's the Denver and Houston game. And so over the past 2 weeks, we've only disagreed on one game. I don't know if there's a record as far as we've done that, but before we end this, pick one position from fantasy football and who is going to go off. Any position who's going to go off. And I'll pick the same position than somebody else. This is just for fun here.
Rasheed Rice, Kansas City.
Okay. So it's a wide receiver. How many points you thinking? I just want to see how accurate we are come next
27.
week. 27 points from Rasheed Rice. So you're saying he's going to
Mm-hmm.
finish wide receiver one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm leaning towards the Cowboys, but I feel like that one's pretty simple. So I'm going to try to go a little outside of the box here. You know what? Give me Rome Odunze in this one. We were talking about this when we first started this. Give me Rome, and I'm gonna say he scores 25 points in this one right here. It's not the 27. It's not more than Rasheed, but he scores 25 points in this one. Wait, are we doing which league are we doing? Are we gonna like measure off the dynasty? Are we gonna measure it off of BBB? Which one are we gonna measure off of?
Mm, Dynasty and BBB are the same, I think, when it comes to wide
They are?
receivers. So.
Okay. Yes, I know, Damien. That was Puka versus the Saints, but I feel like that one's pretty easy right there. But all right, Josh. Any last words before you lose this and it becomes 5-4 in predictions?
Good night.
Yes. Good night indeed. But we will see you guys next week for week 9 recap with, of course, Brecken. But before we get out of here, find us on Twitch, Discord, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube under
Love you, Diamond.
TSESA with a so-called sports analyst. Whether you listen to this live or another day, we appreciate it. And make sure you share this to anybody that likes sports. We'll see you guys soon.